Indiana Republican lawmakers have filed a bill that would limit COVID-19 vaccine mandates. Now, the proposal was introduced a week and a half ago. It has faced criticism from business leaders and medical experts, along with other Hoosiers. CBS 4's Kristen Eskow joins us now after speaking with lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. Kristen.
Well, Debbie, more than 50 Indiana House Republicans have signed on as co-authors of the bill, which has been made a big priority this session for legislative leadership. But Democrats and others remain opposed, saying it restricts employers' rights and could hamper the state's efforts to get more people vaccinated.
I think you have to have this balance between the rights of the individual and rights of the employer.
State Representative Bob Boehning is one of more than 50 Indiana House Republicans co-authoring the bill that would limit vaccine mandates. The bill would require any employer with a COVID vaccine mandate to also offer a testing option. And the cost of testing would be covered by the employer, not the employee.
Like I said, it's a balance. And as this moves through the process, we'll probably continue to have a discussion on it.
The proposal was criticized by Indiana business leaders during a public meeting last week. But others argue it doesn't go far enough. Republican State Representative Mike Speedy is also a co-author.
I'd like to see it to recognize natural immunity more thoroughly and maybe put some teeth in it should an employer not comply with the letter of the law.
Democrats argue Republicans are playing politics and hurting businesses in the process.
I don't think we should be doing anything at this critical point when we are trying to recover our economy and balance that with protecting life.
Meanwhile, medical experts have concerns of their own. Dr. Stephen Tharp, who testified against the bill last week, is a former president of the Indiana State Medical Association. He argues the bill could cause fewer people to get vaccinated if it becomes law.
That does not make any sense. That opposes what we need to do for public health.
Now, both Republicans I interviewed who co-authored this bill tell me they do expect changes will be made to the legislation going forward, and the bill will be considered in January. Now, before this was filed as a bill, one change lawmakers have already made is eliminating language that specifically allowed women who are pregnant or may become pregnant to be allowed to file a medical exemption against any COVID vaccine mandate. Representative Boehning tells me he believes those women would still be covered under medical exemptions, but medical experts who were against that provision say they're glad it was removed. Kristen Eskow, CBS 4 News.